When most people think of Japan, they imagine neon cities, ancient temples, bullet trains, and crowded streets. But beyond the cities lies another Japan. A land of frozen wilderness, volcanic mountains, ancient cedar forests, coral reefs, and creatures found nowhere else on Earth. From the icy north of Hokkaido to the tropical islands far to the south, Japan is one of the most diverse wildlife regions in Asia. In this journey, we'll travel the entire length of the country, exploring the animals that survive in its mountains, forests, rivers, and seas. This is the wild side of Japan, Japan's northernmost island, a land of brutal winters, drifting sea ice, volcanic peaks, and untouched forests. For many animals, survival here is a constant battle against the cold. One of Hokkaido's most iconic animals is the red-crowned crane. These elegant birds are among the rarest cranes on Earth. Standing nearly 5 feet tall, they perform incredible courtship dances during winter. The synchronized jumps, wing displays, and calls strengthen bonds between lifelong partners. In Japanese culture, cranes symbolize luck, loyalty, and long life. But decades ago, these birds nearly disappeared. Habitat loss and hunting pushed them to the edge. Today, conservation programs have helped the population recover. Still, the future of these birds depends on protecting the wetlands they call home. Deep within Hokkaido's forest lives one of Japan's top predators, the Hokkaido brown bear. These massive bears can weigh over 400 kilograms. During autumn, they feed constantly, building fat reserves before winter hibernation. Salmon-rich rivers become hunting grounds. Every year, thousands of salmon return from the ocean to spawn, and the bears are waiting. The migration feeds not only the bears, but entire ecosystems. Birds, foxes, insects, and forests all benefit from the nutrients carried upstream by the salmon. Off the coast of Hokkaido, another wildlife spectacle unfolds. Drifting sea ice from Siberia reaches Japan every winter, and with it comes one of the world's most powerful birds, the Steller sea eagle. With a wingspan reaching over 2 meters, these eagles dominate the frozen coast. They feed on fish trapped beneath the ice and stolen catches from other birds. Few predators challenge them. In this frozen kingdom, they rule the skies. As we move south onto Japan's largest island, Honshu, the climate becomes milder, but winter still shapes life in the mountains. Here lives one of the world's most famous primates, the Japanese macaque, better known as the snow monkey. These monkeys survive in conditions colder than almost any other non-human primate. In Nagano's mountains, temperatures drop far below freezing. Snow blankets the forest for months. Yet the macaques have found an extraordinary way to stay warm: natural hot springs. The sight of monkeys relaxing in steaming pools has become world famous. But this behavior isn't just amusing, it's survival. Warm water helps conserve energy during harsh winters. The monkeys spend hours grooming, socializing, and resting together. Their complex social structure is similar to many other primates. Dominant individuals gain better access to food and warmer positions in the springs. Young macaques spend their days playing in the snow, but life in the mountains is far from easy. Food becomes scarce during winter. The monkeys survive on bark, roots, seeds, and anything they can find. Their intelligence and adaptability have allowed them to thrive across Japan, from snowy peaks to coastal forests. Japan is nearly 70% mountainous, and much of it is covered in forest. Ancient cedar trees tower above moss-covered ground. Some forests have remained untouched for centuries. One of the most mysterious places lies on Yakushima Island, a forest so ancient it inspired the landscapes of Studio Ghibli's Princess Mononoke. Here, rainfall is almost constant. The island receives some of the highest rainfall levels in Japan. The result is a magical ecosystem covered in moss, ferns, and giant cedar trees. Some cedars are believed to be thousands of years old. Among them lives the Yakushima macaque, a smaller subspecies adapted to the island's wet mountain forests. And hidden deeper in the undergrowth is the yakadeer. Smaller than mainland deer, these animals move silently through the mist. At night, the forests come alive. Japan is home to giant salamanders, some reaching lengths of over 1.5 meters. These ancient amphibians have existed for millions of years. Living in cold mountain rivers, they hunt fish, insects, and crustaceans. Their wrinkled skin helps absorb oxygen directly from the water, but pollution and habitat destruction threaten their survival. Like many of Japan's unique animals, they depend on clean ecosystems. In Japan, wildlife and culture are deeply connected. Many animals are seen not only as creatures of the forest, but as spiritual symbols. One of the most famous examples lives in Nara, the Sika deer. For centuries, these deer were considered sacred messengers of the gods. Protected by tradition, they roamed freely through parks and temple grounds. Over time, they even learned a remarkable behavior, bowing. The deer bow to people in exchange for food, a strange interaction between wildlife and human culture. But beyond the cities and temples, wild Sika deer inhabit forests across Japan, and in many areas, their numbers have exploded. Without enough predators, deer populations can damage forests and farmland. Managing wildlife balance has become a growing challenge. Another animal tied deeply to Japanese folklore is the fox, known as the kitsune. In mythology, foxes are intelligent shape-shifting spirits. Some stories portray them as guardians, others as tricksters. In the wild, Japan's red foxes are highly adaptable hunters. They survive in forests, farmland, and even near cities. Their sharp hearing allows them to detect prey hidden beneath snow or leaves. A single leap can end a hunt instantly. These animals have survived alongside humans for centuries, a reminder that nature still exists even in one of the world's most modern nations. Japan may appear peaceful, but hidden within its forests are skilled predators. The Japanese marten is fast, agile, and curious. This small carnivore hunts birds, insects, rodents, and fruit. Its golden fur allows it to blend into forest light. Then there's a Japanese raccoon dog, known as a tanuki. Unlike true raccoons, tanuki belong to the dog family. In folklore, they're famous for mischief and transformation, but in reality, they are shy nocturnal animals. They forage quietly through forests and villages at night. Birds of prey also patrol Japan's wilderness. Blakiston's fish owl, one of the largest owls on Earth. Silent hunters with enormous wings. Along rivers, they snatch fish directly from icy water. Their haunting calls echo through northern forests after dark. And though now extinct in Japan, one predator still lingers in memory: the Japanese wolf. Once roaming mountains across the country, the species disappeared over a century ago due to hunting and disease. Today, it survives only in legends, artwork, and ancient stories. But many people still wonder, could wolves one day return to Japan? Japan sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, one of the most volcanically active regions on Earth. Earthquakes, hot springs, and volcanic eruptions constantly shape the land. Yet wildlife continues to adapt. In harsh volcanic environments, plants struggle to survive. But over time, life returns. Insects arrive first, then grasses and shrubs. Eventually, forests reclaim the landscape. Even around active volcanoes like Sakurajima, animals continue living surprisingly close to danger. Wild boars forage through forests surrounding volcanic slopes. Birds nest near steaming valleys. Nature adapts quickly, even where the earth itself remains unstable. And Japan's volcanic activity creates another important habitat: hot springs. These geothermal waters support unique microorganisms and provide warmth during winter. Across the country, life has evolved around heat rising from deep underground. Japan's rivers begin high in steep mountains. Fast-flowing water cuts through valleys before reaching the sea. These rivers are lifelines for countless species. Kingfishers hunt small fish from overhanging branches. Japanese giant salamanders hide beneath submerged rocks. And every year, salmon begin one of nature's greatest migrations. Born in freshwater rivers, they journey into the open ocean. Years later, guided by instinct, they return to the exact rivers where they were born. Many die after spawning, but their sacrifice feeds entire ecosystems. Surrounded by the Pacific Ocean, the Sea of Japan, and the East China Sea, Japan's marine life is extraordinary. Cold northern waters mix with warm tropical currents. This creates rich feeding grounds for marine animals. Dolphins travel along coastal waters. Sea turtles nest on southern beaches. And giant spider crabs crawl across the ocean floor. These bizarre creatures can have leg spans wider than a car, living at depths hundreds of meters below the surface. The waters around Japan are also home to mysterious deep-sea life. Bioluminescent squid rise from darkness at night, glowing blue beneath the waves. Creatures from another world, hidden just offshore, far from land, giants move beneath the surface. Japan lies along important whale migration routes. Throughout the year, several whale species pass through these waters. Humpback whales migrate thousands of kilometers between feeding and breeding grounds. Mothers guide newborn calves through warm southern seas. Sperm whales dive to astonishing depths in search of squid, and orcas patrol coastal waters as apex predators. The relationship between Japan and whales is complex. For centuries, whaling was part of local tradition in some communities. Today, debates over conservation and hunting continue internationally. But for many people, seeing a whale in the wild creates something unforgettable. A reminder how enormous and mysterious the ocean truly is. At the southern edge of Japan, the environment changes completely. The Okinawa Islands feel more tropical than temperate. Coral reefs replace snowy forests. Mangroves line the coast. An entirely different species appear. The coral reefs surrounding Okinawa are among the richest marine ecosystems in Asia. Colorful reef fish move through coral gardens. Manta rays glide through open water, and sea snakes hunt among the rocks. But one of Japan's rarest animals lives hidden within the forests of Iriomote Island. The Iriomote cat, a critically endangered wildcat found nowhere else on Earth. Fewer than a few hundred remain. These secretive predators hunt birds, reptiles, and small mammals. Roads and habitat destruction threaten their future. Conservationists work constantly to protect them. Because once species disappear from isolated islands, they rarely return. Along Okinawa's beaches, sea turtles emerge from the sand. Tiny hatchlings begin a dangerous journey toward the ocean. Only a small fraction will survive to adulthood. Birds, fish, and crabs wait for easy prey. Yet for millions of years, turtles have continued this cycle, a race between life and death written into nature itself. Japan is home to more than 120 million people. High-speed cities continue to expand. Roads, dams, and development reshape the environment. But despite this, wildlife still survives remarkably close to human civilization. Boars wander into towns. Monkeys raid farms. Bears occasionally appear near villages. As human and animal territories overlap, conflict becomes unavoidable. Yet Japan has also made major efforts to protect nature. National parks preserve forests and mountains. Marine reserves help protect coral reefs. And conservation programs continue working to save endangered species. The challenge is balance. How can one of the world's most advanced societies continue sharing space with the wild? The answer may define the future of Japan's ecosystems. From the drifting ice of Hokkaido to the tropical reefs of Okinawa, Japan is far more than cities and technology. It is a country shaped by mountains, oceans, volcanoes, storms, and wildlife. Every region tells a different story. A story of survival, adaptation, and coexistence. In forests hidden behind temples, in rivers flowing from ancient mountains, and beneath waves stretching into the Pacific, the wild still survives. And perhaps that's what makes Japan so unique. Not only the world humans have built, but the ancient natural world still living beside it. Slow cinematic music rises. Thank you for joining this journey across wild Japan. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to The Wild Guy for more wildlife documentaries from around the world. And tell us in the comments,